Welcome to another edition of GooberPasta. Do you work in an office? How about a spooky office? If you do, you'll find this next tale to be.
It had been quite some time since I'd been on a job interview, and I was very nervous. But I was pretty confident that I would get the job. I had over 6 years of jazz tap experience, which didn't really apply to working in this office, but from what I can tell, this place was a dump, and they would probably just hire anybody off the street, so that's why I was there. I wore my nicest suit, my freshest tie, had my resume in hand, and I was waiting in the office for somebody to come out and talk to me. Finally, a mysterious figure busted through the front door. "Ooh, welcome to the office of the damned. Are you ready for your interview?" "Oh, yes, sir. My name is Jose. It's a pleasure to meet you today, sir." I extended my hand, but the guy just kind of looked at it, didn't really say too much, and we just kind of walked back into a adjacent room. It was pretty dusty in there. There was cobwebs everywhere, and all this stuff looked like it had been abandoned for years. But I didn't really care. I needed a job. I was 48 years old. My parents were going to throw me out of the house soon, so I needed to do something. I sat down adjacent from this gentleman in a chair. It was a little creaky, and it kind of hurt a little bit because there were some nails sticking out of it, and one stuck right in my butt. I wasn't going to say anything, though, because I really did need this job. He sat down, and the job interview began. "Tell me, how do you feel about being alive?" "Well, I really do enjoy it. I've been alive for about 48 years, and I really just can't imagine any other type of existence, so I would very much like to stay alive, but perhaps maybe after I work here for a while we can talk about possibly promoting me past that, if that's even a thing, which I can't see how it is." "Very good. Next question. How do you feel about working in a haunted environment?" Well, I never really gave it much thought. However, I would be open to do it. I am very willing to try new experiences. When I was in college, I joined a fraternity, and they exposed me to all sorts of new experiences. One, in fact, they were hazing me so hard that they shoved me in a shower and threw lunch meat ham, at my body and told me that I was a nerd and a goober. Yes, we like goobers. Last question. Are you proficient in Microsoft Office? "Oh, well, yes, I use Microsoft Office all the time. Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Publisher, PowerPoint. Did I mention PowerPoint? Yeah, I totally mentioned PowerPoint. Well, I can use it 3 times over. That's how great I am with it." "Very good. You will make quite the fine addition to our team. Now please, go through this door and speak with HR so you can select your benefits package." "Oh, well, this is wonderful. I'm so happy I have this job. Thank you, sir." He disappeared into thin air. I wasn't really too concerned about how weird that was. I was just so excited to finally have benefits, because I've had something lodged in my foot for the last 6 weeks, and I was definitely going to have to go get my butt checking out, because, I sat on that nail and stuff. So I walked through the door in what I thought was the HR department, but it was really just a giant hole in the floor. The giant hole was pretty spooky, and I could hear a voice coming down for it. "Are you the new hire?" "Yes," I shouted into the hole. "I am the new hire, and I was told to come in here and fill out my new benefits package." "Yes, we have extensive benefits." Well, that's really swell, because I haven't had insurance quite some time, and I know I'm going to go get my butt checked out because I sat on this rusty nail in the job interview office area thing, if you even call that an office. Please fill out these forms. All of a sudden, a bunch of forms came shooting out of this office, and I grabbed several of them, even though there's probably about 20 or 30. All they kept saying over and over again was benefits package, benefits package, benefits package. And at the bottom of one of the forms, I found a place to mark an X. So I did, and I threw it back down the hole. Here you go, I shouted as the papers floated to the darkness of this hole. Very good. Please proceed to the next room for your assignment. I walked into the next room, and it really wasn't a room. It was more like a chamber. There was like all sorts of corpses hanging from the walls, and there was dead bodies strewn all about. All very well-dressed professional types. These are the people who I thought couldn't hack it. What a bunch of chumps they are. Probably some liberals. Only they would be lying on the floor, expecting somebody to do the work for them. I wasn't that kind of guy, even though I lived at home with my parents and I was 48 years old. Hello, I said. Hello? Is there anybody here? All of a sudden, a skeleton-looking creature came out there. Are you ready to work? Yeah, I'm ready to go ahead. I've got all my HR forms filled out, and I'm ready to start cranking away. Hey, quick question. What do we do around here? You suffer. Okay, well, that sounds a lot better than my last job. I work for Planet Fitness, and boy, tell you, there's a bunch of fat asses that come through that gym. I swear the combined weight of the staff was probably at least 700 pounds. A bunch of fat fucks, if you ask me. But they're a bunch of liberals, too. Anyway, I'm ready to start doing some work. So, where do we start suffering? Sit here. The skeleton man extended his bony hand to a chair. I sat down, but it did kind of hurt to sit down a little bit because, you know, the butt stuff with the nails and everything. Boy, I was really going to have to go get that checked out after this. But I wasn't going to let them know that. I needed this job really bad, and I need to go ahead and suffer through everything. So, what do we do to suffer? All of a sudden, a TV came running out of the floor. It plopped right in front of me, and then turned on. It was Doogie Howser, MD. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't an office at all. This is some house of torture, and I'm just the next chump that came to work here. I thought that to myself, but I wasn't going to say anything, because I really needed this job. I hope I get paid every week. I don't like bi-weekly paychecks.
Ooh, that was quite a spooky tale. Until next time.